All right, here we are.
So let's get right to it. Why are we here? What is the announcement?
The announcement is that I am not going to be touring anymore, apart from the last tour, which is going to start in September of this year, and it'll be a global tour. And it's the last time that I will be touring and traveling the world, because my priorities have changed in my life. 10 years ago, if you'd have said, I'm going to stop touring, I'd have said, no, I'm a working musician, I always play. But we had children, and that changed our lives. And in 2015, David and I sat down with their school schedule, and I thought, I don't want to miss too much of this. You know, I've had an amazing life. I've had an amazing career. I've been so incredibly lucky. And my life has changed. The priorities in my life have changed. My priorities now are my children and my husband and my family. And, you know, I've been touring since I was 17 with various bands, and as Elton John in 1969. And I thought the time is right to say thank you to all my fans around the world, globally, and then, you know, to say goodbye, and then just to have a breather. It doesn't mean to say I'm still not going to be creative, but I'm not going to travel anymore.
Well, let's just go into the details on this, because when you say this is your last tour, this is a mega tour. This is like a 3-year deal.
Well, to go around the world properly and to say goodbye to everybody in the countries that I'm popular in, it will take 3 years probably.
Have you ever done a 3-year tour? Have you ever even done a 3-year tour?
I've been working constantly. I'm not a person who does tours every couple of years. I've been on the road ever since I've made it in 1970. Apart from 1 year when I got sober, when I took a year off, I've been a constant working musician. I don't often play big cities. I go out and play, middle cities, little places, Montana, Vermont, all those kind of places which I want to go to and play to people that normally can't get a chance to see me. But this is a 300-date tour. In the press today in England, of course, they said I'm retiring because of ill health. And if you're going to do 300 shows, you're not in ill health. I'm in great health.
Your health is good.
Listen, last year I got picked up an infection in South America, and I was very ill for 7 weeks, and it knocked me sideways, but I still did 96 shows last year, so it's not as if and I always thought I was going to be like Ray Charles, B.B. King, on the road forever. But once your life changes and you have the children, it has changed our life so much, and I love them so much. And they'll be coming on part of this tour with us. We're going to take them out of school for 9 months with a tutor. And then when we're basing in Europe and be in Europe, that we'll be able to see them. But I just want to be there. When I stop, they're going to be 10 and 8, and that's a very important time of their lives. I see them a lot anyway, but I love them so much. I don't want to miss them, and I don't want them to miss me. And I've had a good run. I think you'll admit that. I've had a pretty good run.
That's for sure. You're calling this the Farewell Yellow Brick Road Tour. So this is going to be touring till, I'm just trying to do the math, 2021?
Maybe, yes. And it's going to be the most produced, fantastic show that I've ever done on the road.
And it's all around the world?
It's all around the world. Every continent you can possibly think of, I'm going to. And it'll be the best production I've ever done, and it'll be a wonderful way to thank people. I'm not a person who cherishes Grammys and things like that. I'm a person who cherishes gold records and platinum records, because it means that people have paid their hard-earned money to buy something that you've made. And the other things are just, superfluous little trinkets. But when I've sold a lot of records, and it means a lot to me, and my fans have always turned out to my concerts. I've been touring since 1970, that's 49 years, and I've always managed to sell out concerts. So it's a way of saying thank you, and it's a way of going out with a bang. I don't want to go out with a whimper, I want to go out with a big bang. I'm not the sort of guy who's a whimpery guy. I want to go out with a bang and say thank you and leave people thinking, God, I saw the last tour and it was fantastic.
To that point, I've known you for a long time, and one of the things that I think maybe people don't know about you is, like, every time you run into someone, you always say the same thing to them, which is, what music are you listening to? You are more current on music than anybody else on the planet that I know, and I know a lot of artists. It's important for people to experience your music in new ways. You want, for this tour, for all your tours, to kind of figure out new ways for people to experience.
Well, we've really gone. We know that things have changed in the music business a lot. I mean, God, have they? And we've definitely gone after the streaming, the YouTubes, the people like that, because I want my music. If you write a song, you want people to hear it, you want them to remember it and become a part of their lives. And luckily enough, I've always had a younger audience because of things like The Lion King came along, and it's kind of like a regurgitating thing. But times change, and I do a radio program for Apple for over 2 years, which I play a lot of new music, and it keeps me current. And I'm definitely involved with streaming. I want my music to be heard. I'm a Luddite. I've never downloaded anything in my life, not even porn.
Do you have somebody else do that for you, or is that
no? You were good at that for a while. But I want to, as I say, attract new listeners, and my streaming is pretty damn good. I do the radio show on Apple. I love new music. I'm always trying to encourage new people. And when I say I'm stopping touring, I'm not stopping music. I will be hopefully making more records. I'll be writing more musicals, or I'll be doing more exhibitions with our photography. But mostly I'll be taking my kid to soccer academy, which is the most important thing.
We should also point out that Bernie, who you've been working with for 50 years, he's actually hosting the event in Los Angeles right now, so he's watching in Los Angeles. What do you hope people, when they come see a show in this tour, that they come away with, that they leave with?
Just happiness, fun memories. I've touched a lot of people's lives. When I listen to music that I love and it reminds me of things that have happened in my life, if I listen to a Aretha Franklin record or a Rolling Stones record or a Beatles record or a Nina Simone record, I get reminded of certain places and things, and that's what music's about. No matter who you like, whether it's Nick Drake or whether it's Britney Spears, music plays a part in people's lives. And I want people to come to the shows, take away some good feelings, and it's like hopefully saying goodbye to a friend.
So this, as I said, this is your largest tour, 3 years, going to 2021. It's going to kick off in the U.S., is that right, in Allentown?
It's going to take off literally take off in Pennsylvania, I think.
Yeah, Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Can we expect more stage outfits? Obviously, you're known for your ensembles.
Well, the thing is, I've always had great people making me great clothes throughout my career. And this time, 2 years ago, I discovered a man called Alessandro Micheli, who became the head designer of Gucci. And I love what he was doing. It reminded me of Gianni Versace in the past, and it was humorous, and it was funny, and it was beautifully made. The quality was there, and it was just so fantastic. And we became friends, and Gucci are doing all the outfits for the tour. They've worked so hard. They're an amazing company to work with. They're doing stuff for the shops.
So you're in partnership with Gucci for this tour?
Huh?
You're in partnership with Gucci for this?
Gucci are our partners in this tour, and I can't thank them enough. They work so bloody hard, and they get the spirit of Elton John, and it's just like a fun thing. It's like the old Johnny. I used to be so close to Johnny. Now I'm so close to Alessandro, and it's wonderful. And I can't thank them enough for this.
300 albums, 300 million albums sold.
300 albums, yeah.
Sorry. Woo! 300 million albums sold.
I am not Robert Goulet. Thank you.
38 gold, 31 platinum, countless awards. Is there anything left to do? Do you feel that there's still things you want to accomplish?
There's always something left, Anderson. There's always, life evolves, and 10 years ago I would never dreamt I had children. There's always if you look and you're willing to accept new things, life unfolds before you. And I'm always going to be creative. I'm always going to be interested in creative stuff. I think after this tour is finished, I'm going to take a couple of years off and see what's going to happen. But creatively, I will be doing writing a lot, and who knows what's going to happen. If you let things happen for you, then that's the magic of life. And I'll be creative, hopefully, up to the day I die.
David Letterman, when he retired, he said he wanted to spend more time with his family, and then recently he said, when you retire and say you want to spend more time with your family, you should check with your family first. I assume, David, and you've checked with the kids, everybody's excited about this.
This was decided in 2015 in south of France. when we said, listen, I can't go on forever. And we planned this whole thing. This whole thing was planned. It took about 2 years to plan today's event and to do the film and everything like that. I wanted to do it in a classy, elegant way. I'm not going to be one of these people that says, I'm going to do a world tour and then I'm retiring. I'm not Cher. Even though I like wearing her clothes. So this is the end.